Today's gang stalking tactics and the dangers of 24/7 observation. See, the people who originally set up my Truman show, they didn't give a fuck about nobody. They didn't care about nobody but themselves, their own self preservation. Um, and what happens to a target who's listened for 24/7? This is dangers of 24/7 observation when you're given local access to everything. Well, when they got access to view your camera, listen to your mic, see everything you Google search, there's a couple manipulation setups and tactics that can be done in order for your main attackers to get you targeted by certain individuals. Scripted names, you know what I mean? They'll give you a name and do some kind of event, and then it'll get you to talk about that person, and then that person's involved into it through scripted names and involvement, which gets that person, whoever's listening, induces paranoia and fear, and then they start getting into it. They know where you go, so they can set up street performances, lure you into places, set up events. Um, you know, they know when you got a doctor's appointment. They know when you're going to the hospital. And my main attacker would always call up my family or anything when he thought I was in a hospital or jail and spread his fucking manipulative bullshit whenever I was locked up in my jail or at a hospital. I know because I caught him one day at the hospital. This also leaves your family open up to robberies, burglary attempts, setups. It gets your whole family targeted. And then the worst part is they wanted to make it look like my family was the people doing this to me. So then all these gang members and all these other people through scripted, conversive message would all think, is his family the one making this shit and broadcasting this shit? No, they knew that my family wasn't broadcasting and making this shit out or nothing. They also knew that my family didn't fucking believe a goddamn word that I said. And to this day, still don't. But these are gang stalking tactics and manipulations of dangerous 24-hour supervision vision, because the people that they gave these information to, well, they weren't all good people, because anybody that takes participants in gang stalking, they're not really good people. Um, they do a lot of scramble moves and tactics. They act like this person's doing it, but really it's these people over here, depending on how grouped that is. In the events, if you do try to make any calls to the authorities, blah, 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 this or that, they already know they're coming. They already got alibis. They already got scripted and everything just to make you look crazy. So that's some of the gang stalking tactics you can expect. That's what puts your whole family in danger. That's what puts all your job and everything and all your locations at danger. And that's the dangers of 24-hour observation. And once these people are in there, say if they're hacking your friends and everything, and people all around you, well, these people don't just stop watching you 24/7. They're constantly listening in, especially if you got a guy like me who, but my wouldn't really do no good because my family never talks about me. They don't even talk to me in general. But the fact of the matter is, if they were listening to anybody, all my friends, whatever, to try and figure out what I was up to, well, once they leave, they never go away. They're always in there. Um, which also just sets up your entire family just to be, targeted as well. Um, it's crazy manipulation tactics through social. Like I said, the people who organized and set this up and been setting this up, scripted stuff. I've got some other scripted manipulation tactics to explain how that works. So basically, they'd give me a name, whatever, cell phone hacks. They'd say something like blah 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 is going to happen, and then I'd be like, so this guy's gonna do this. When the hell is this gonna happen? And people will listen in would be like, especially the individual, will be like, what the fuck's he talking about? Blah 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 blah. And then it was like a self-conscious growing disease that would probably fucking spread to my all I know, but I could imagine that's how it works. But those are the dangers of 24-hour surveillance. They would give me history events and names and stuff, and try and get me to Google search people and look stuff up on individual to make me seem like I was targeting individuals, that they had that scripted dialogue and input in order. Oh, he Google searched you. Look at this. He's on to you. Fucking da da da. You know what I mean? And those are some of the manipulative tactics you can get involved, or that will be used in gang stalking events. It's really annoying from my personal experience. I can't tell you, and to the, me running around at night and calling the cops on people that were running around the house at night and shit, that, since the local police department was just like, oh, he's just some crazy schizophrenic guy, blah, 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 blah. He's just some tweaker, which worked to their advantage as a goddamn cover story, because every person I ran off, every time I called the cops out here at night, you know what I mean, was potentially a robbery, burglary attempt, a break into the house. You never fucking know what it was, or just a tactic to make me look crazy. You know what I mean? So you don't really know exactly what is going on. You know what I mean? So those are some of the basic attacks you can expect to go through when you're being gang stalked and group targeted. So those are gang stalking tactics 101 and the dangers of 24/7 observation from a target. People will read your text messages and stuff like that. So pretty much is how it works. And whoever would say something like this is not out for anybody's best interest other than themselves. You know what I mean? And anybody that really gets involved in stuff like this, all you're really doing is just, why would you? There's no reward to it at all. You know what I mean? Like, let's go drive this person crazy for fun. It'd be let's listen to this person 24/7. I don't understand the appeal to it. Some people that I run into thought I was pretty entertaining from past things they would say in the past. So they would suggest that I've been recording. People have been listening to me for years. And the crazy thing is, a lot of people I ran into, some of them even admired some of the shit I would do and some of the shit I would say, you know what I mean? So it wasn't all bad. Which wasn't what my main attackers wanted. They wanted to demonize me and make me look like a bad guy and a villain and all this stuff. So there was a lot of manipulation, scripted shit behind the scenes. If you were one of my attackers, I will let you know like that. There's a lot of psychiatry attacks in it, a lot of fucking everything else. Those scenes that you didn't see before it went mainstream and got a ton of people involved, a lot of dark shit happened in those beginning years. All right. And if you learn about psychosis, trauma, implanting events and shit like that, and the psychiatry of what this will do to a person, it's pretty traumatic. The things these scenes and stuff they depicted were pretty gross, along with a love manipulated bait tactic in order to protect themselves. You know what I mean? Through so that every time I would suspect them, it'd be like, oh, but that's her family. I don't want to get them in trouble. So that was one of the main parts of the honey trap, and why it kept me from fucking suspecting them so often. And there's a lot of psychiatry manipulation involved into this shit. I mean, it's not like, the day I started hearing voices is the day they went to work, and pretty much it's how it went. And those are my gang stalking tactics, and that's how they get scripted people and certain individuals targeted and try to make everybody think that it's your family doing it and shit to get your family whacked in order to cover their trails and everything like that. There for a short period of time, I actually thought my fucking family was doing it to me, but they weren't doing it to me once I snapped out of the meth psychosis that they put me in. In 2015, everything became a lot clearer. If you were running around here at night, I don't care. All right. You do what you do. All right. If you were ever following me, and I did have people follow me, if you were ever fucking with me, it is what it is. All right. I don't particularly care. I'm trying to move on with my life, and the only reason I'm making these videos is to educate people about the dangers of gang stalking. For not just the people that are gang stalked, but the people that get involved in it. These are satanic practices. Don't believe me? Google, do some research on satanic practices. Your souls are kind of in jeopardy at it. You know what I mean? And, it's just, it's kind of a dick move. You know what I mean? So anybody ever asks you to get involved, or anybody ever says, hey, you want to listen to this guy 24/7, don't do it. Could all be a manipulation tactic to set you up. All right, because the people who orchestrate and arrange this shit, they don't give a fuck about the target. They don't give a fuck about the target's family, the community, none of the shit. All right, and that's pretty much how I feel about it. Can I prove anything that happened to me? No. Do I really care about going after anybody that may or may not have been involved? No, I do not. I don't care. It's over. I'm carrying on with my life. That's pretty much it. I'm just making educational videos. That's pretty much all I'm doing here. Um, Actually, the only thing I could really do right now is just continue on my educational videos and try to carry on with my life. That's it, man. All the trauma and PTSD and all the psychosis events that were installed and fucking all the events and everything I went through and some of the things I seen. The people stuff I seen wasn't that concerning, but it's the spiritual shit that is really hard getting over, and the manipulated psychosis and the whole. I don't even want to talk about it. But if there's your gang stalking tactics and the dangers of 24/7 observations right there, and pretty much how they work. That's your educational video for the day on gang stalking.